I personally think that all crypto projects should be fair launched, that everybody should have equal opportunities to get into a project without having to buy one token of a different project or own these 3 tokens and stake them for 37 days and then do 10 jumping jacks and 5 cartwheels upside down underwater and hold your breath for 2.5 minutes while eating cheese sticks, goldfish, and fun dip. All of that, you got to get it all that, and then you can participate in this whitelist for this random project that you've never heard of, but we're supporting it, you know? And of course, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. I never advise that you buy, sell, trade, or hodl any cryptocurrency. You always need to consult with your own financial advisor before making any investing decisions. Topic of the day, what are the top 5 worst cryptocurrency projects to invest in? We're going to talk about the overall types of projects, not any specific project. Number 1 biggest money grab, I would say, is a social media platform crypto project. The amount of speed, security, and decentralization that you would need and power of a blockchain to support something like Twitter. There is currently not one blockchain in the industry that could even support something like Twitter, let alone something like Facebook or Instagram or anything of the sort. Number 2 would be launch pads. Now, I've personally just had really horrible experience with launch pads. I don't like the fact that even when you buy launch pad tokens, you have to hold X amount of tokens. You have to stake those tokens. Some of them do lotteries, so you're not even guaranteed to get an allocation or a whitelist spot into the project that you actually want to invest in. I personally think that all crypto projects should be fair launched, that everybody should have equal opportunities to get into a project without having to buy one token of a different project or own these 3 tokens and stake them for 37 days and then do 10 jumping jacks and 5 cartwheels upside down underwater and hold your breath for 2.5 minutes while eating cheese sticks, goldfish, and fun dip. All of that, you got to get it all that, and then you can participate in this whitelist for this random project that you've never heard of, but we're supporting it, you know? Launchpads are just, they remind me of having to go to Discord for NFTs. It's a big pain in the butt. I think that launchpads become gatekeepers. They prevent people from having fair opportunities to get into projects. I just don't like launchpads. Number 3 would be financial applications. Now, I definitely think that DeFi and decentralized applications that specifically specialize in finance applications, one of them is going to nail it out of the park. I think there will be a few, but there are so many right now, and there's so many different ecosystems. I think the best DeFi applications will be the DeFi applications that are built directly on top of the number 1 layer 1 blockchain. So whether that's Avalanche, Solana, Cadena, whatever one of these ecosystems ends up proving that they can actually infinitely scale, and everything in the crypto space is being built on top of that big layer 1, I don't think anybody's going to want to have to bridge over or use a bridge or use a wormhole or use a swap or do anything of the sort. It needs to be as simple as current banks are today. Download an app on your phone. From that app, you can do anything you want. You don't have to go through different wormholes and come out and have 7 different wallets and all this stuff. So for me, trying to figure out which one of those finance applications it's going to be, because there's so many and each one has its unique one of them's an AMM, automated market maker. One's a DAMM, a decentralized automatic market maker. One's a hybrid market maker. So, you know, there's so much going on in the DeFi space. So because there's so many decentralized finance applications and I have no idea which one is going to be the winner, I personally don't like to invest in crypto assets where I actually have to sit there and wonder, oh, is that as high as that product's going to go for the next 4 years? If we go into a crypto winter, is that product just going to bleed out? You know, all of these things are critically important. Number 4 would be new layer 1 blockchains that are wrote in Solidity
or Rust.
I think that those are the 2 programming languages, Solidity being the worst and outdated. So any layer 1 blockchain that's wrote in Solidity, quite possibly wrote in Rust, I think that those coding languages are, you know, going to be relics in 5 years. I don't think anybody's actually going to choose to code in anything that's more difficult than something that's superior. So if you listen to Michael Saylor or any one of these big, you know, hot shots in the stock market, they explain cycles in about 5 to 7 years. So every 5 to 7 years, technology will shift. That new innovation of technology will come out. We're already seeing it. We went from Web 1 to Web 2 to Web 3 now. In 5 years from now, we'll be going into Web 4, if not sooner. So technology changes so fast. It's like coding languages that were written in HTML, you know, before JavaScript or whatever. I don't know exactly what coding languages are what, but there's Python. There's all these different coding languages that have came out since the original. Each one becomes more superior, and each website or applications that uses that upgrading coding language becomes more superior than any of the previous ones before it. So keep that in mind. As technology is shifting in this industry, it's been that 5 to 7 year period. So we're seeing that new wave of just better technology that's more efficient, faster, more secure. I think that those are the projects, and that's why Kadena is probably one of my biggest bags, because I really believe that their tech is so much more superior to everything else in the industry. I find it hard to believe that they're not going to be a big layer one, and they have infinite amount of chains. They started with 10 blockchains, they scaled up to 20 blockchains. The next time that they scale up again will be to 50, and every single eye in the entire space will be all eyes on deck on Kadena going from 20 to 50 chains, and it's going to be mind-blowing. Number 5 would be DAGs, DAOs, or node projects. DAOs, we've seen what happens with Time Wonderland. I think that one DAO will rule them all. I think there will be several of these DAO projects that do succeed, but we saw that in like 14 days, there were 127 ohm forks. So Olympus DAO was the one DAO that actually might make it. Still 50-50, again, very high risk, but we don't know. But then we see Time Wonderland being the biggest money grab, billions and billions of dollars of people got absolutely annihilated. We've seen Templar DAO, we've seen Jade, we've seen Redaudo, we found every one of these DAOs scam, or rug pull, or you have no idea, you have your money tied up in that protocol. You're praying to gosh, you're wishing on a shooting star, hoping that the clock strikes 11:11 and then magically this DAO takes off, but you have honestly no clue if the team's rug pulled, if it's a dead project, if it's whatever. So DAOs suck. That leads me into nodes. These node projects, store nodes, strong nodes, Johnny's Pizza DAO, where you get an oven and you're making pizzas and all these things, guys. I think that they're all money grabs. But if I'm wrong, you guys are going to nail it out of the park, right? So maybe on some of these DAOs, the risk versus reward is there, but I personally don't see it. It doesn't meet my portfolio, but I really hope that everybody crushes it. What bugs me the most about these is how legit they look and how they push that impression like they are something like a Flux node. And the Thor nodes are going to pay you 2 Thor a day if you have 71 Thor staked in this node. And like, it's just, if you replace the 2 Thor or 2 strong blocks that you get paid every day for having your, strong block or your Thor node staked, if you change the you get 2 Thor a day with you get whatever that APY would be, do the math, divide it and see, okay, if you're getting 2 Thor a day, that comes out to like 397,752 APY, which is just astronomically high. None of these projects can afford to continuously pay out people. And when they're paying out people and they're unlocking those coins and people are going and selling them, that instantly creates sell pressure. Because when people put $5,000 into a node project and then they get 5,000 out, they're like, sweet, got my money out, instantly selling. And last but not least would be DAGs. Now we know that DAG blockchains can't scale, or at least they couldn't before, or at the very least, as they scale, the size requirements of all the data that they have to store becomes exponentially worse, and the network and chances of a double spend attack get worse and worse as they scale. Investing in a project that A, isn't a blockchain, and B, doesn't really scale seems kind of asinine to me. Things like HBAR, Phantom. And Phantom I'm super bullish on. I love that project and I want to see it succeed, but I just don't understand how DAGs scale when a majority of big players in the industry have explained to us that DAGs just can't scale. So that one's above my head. It's above my pay grade, but I would love to bring somebody from the Phantom team on. I've asked to interview them. I've asked to interview L0. I've asked to interview HBAR, right? And none of these projects want to come on and talk about their blockchain and actually what the limitations are with scaling and how that they've figured out how to scale when, the best experts in the world couldn't figure it out. Just because I'm making videos on these projects, crypto, I don't need to pump these projects, guys. I got a $250,000 portfolio. I'm generating $4,000 to $5,000 a month from YouTube. I'm generating $2,000 to $3,000 a month from my other businesses. And my YouTube channel is growing at a rapid rate. YouTube is my goal, guys. YouTube's gonna generate me a ton of money. I don't wanna pump these Shep projects out on you guys and watch them dump on you guys and then lose all my subscribers or develop a bad name for myself. My end goal is YouTube. I have no desire to pump or shill any of these coins to you guys. I try to provide you guys with the best information about the best projects that I can as I find them. And I try to give you guys my honest opinion on every single project that I review. And it sucks that there's so many trolls on YouTube and you guys are holding a bunch of crap projects that I'd really love to point out and tell you guys, hey guys, sell this project sucks. But when I put out a video and I'm honest about my opinion on a project, if I'm not over here singing sunshine and rainbows, it's the end of the world to you guys. So can't wait to see you guys next video. Peace.